A trial over the suit of Rinat Kibraev, the former student of the Al-Farabi University, against the school's leadership started on Tuesday in Almaty. The student accuses the university administration of illegal expulsion and asks to call the former Al-Farabi rector and now the education minister Bakhitjan Zhumagulov as a witness. Judge Yerali Bigbayev refused the request, saying the minister is no longer related to the university. Kibraev's studies in the Kainar University were sponsored for 3 years by the state grant, but later his group was dispersed. The student then decided to transfer to the Al-Farabi Kazakh State University. The vice-rector of the main university of the country, Murat Orunxanov, approved the transfer. On September 1st, Kibraev began his studies, but was asked to leave only a week later, supposedly because his admission happened due to an error. Kibraev feels the leadership of the university made the decision based on his civil position, as the student is an activist of the oppositional union Talmas, as well as the co-founder of the youth movement Jastat 2012. Representative of the Kazakh State University Gulsara Nugmanova dismisses the accusations. Since he studied for a lawyer for 2 years, there is no way he could continue his studies in the Kazakh State University in the Department of Basics of Law and Economics because he didn't took any prerequisites. Kibraev noted that previously the university cited a completely different reason for the expulsion. In particular, professors talked about the incompatibility of Kainar University standards with those of the Al-Farabi University, as well as the lack of availability. At the same time, the parties leave way for a peaceful settlement of the conflict. The university's vice-rector Murat Orunxanov will take part in the next hearing in early November to find a compromise. This will become a precedent, as there will be less lawlessness against ordinary students who don't have money to pay bribes. With this example, I will show the entire Kazakhstan that every student, irrespective of his social or other status, is able to protect his rights. On Tuesday, members of the Foreign Affairs Ministry held a tour of President Nazarbayev's birthplace for potential investors. This way, the ministry is trying to impress representatives of foreign businesses and execute the order of the head of state to bring more overseas assets to the Almaty region. On Tuesday, over a dozen foreign diplomats toured Almaty suburbs and nearby areas of the region. This way, Kazakh Foreign Affairs Ministry demonstrated the country's investment potential. The trip to what the organizers called the advanced market region began in the confectionery Hamle, supposedly an example of a successful investment into the Almaty region. The result of this production is very pleasant because all people like sweets, and I really like tasting some of the products of this confectionery. The next investment-friendly facility on the way was the Karasay District School, which graduated the incumbent president Nursultan Nazarbayev. Nowadays, the school looks more like a museum of the first and only president of the country.
I think the president is quite fit, yeah, there are a lot of very nice photos, and his family as well. So yeah, it's always a good opportunity to see these things. And you know, where I come from in the U.S., we also like to take photos of our presidents.
According to Kazakh diplomats, there is no better and investment-friendlier place in Kazakhstan than the homeland of President Nazarbayev. Apparently, this area has the most favorable conditions as well as gracious local authorities. This area represents one of the historical moments in the life of our president, which is always interesting. Guests all seem to be happy after learning a lot of new information from the museum, friends and classmates of the president. Later, diplomats were taken to the trout breeding farm where guests learned about Kazakh traditions and cuisine. Unfortunately, general public and the press were not invited along to witness this component of the investment segment. These were all the major news from Kazakhstan. Join us tomorrow for more. Thank you for watching and goodbye.